Hey, DocHolly here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. This video is a really nice hip opener. If you use yoga blocks, you can definitely use them, but you definitely don't need any equipment. We're going to be going through an active hip stretch and you're going to feel really open in those hips after. So let's get moving on the mat. And don't forget to subscribe and join our yoga family here. I'll see you soon. We're gonna start in Malasana at the front of your mat. Take your feet about as wide as that yoga mat, toes out, heels in, and start to squat it down. Bring your elbows inside of your knees, palms together. Rock your weight side to side. First, just mobilizing into those ankles. And it's okay if you have tight ankles, just sit a little bit higher or roll up your yoga mat a few times and set your heels on that. Because Malasana, a deep squat, isn't just for our hips, even though that's what we're working today. We also really work into our ankles and our thoracic spine. So getting into the spine now, find stillness on all four corners of your feet. So you're working in that arch. Open up the knees with your elbows and reach your heart center forward. Maintain navel engagement, navel to spine. Inhale, lift to your crown. And exhale, take your fingertips in front of you. Shift your heels back, toes in, wide forward fold. Grab the backs of your legs as the crown gets pulled to the floor. And then we're gonna shift between. So toes come back out, hands come into Malasana, into prayer position. Forward fold, shift the toes, drive your head to the floor. Let's go for 5 more. It can be as slow or as fast as feels good for you, but it's just a fun way to get moving in the hips and opening up into the back of the legs as well. Start to breathe, inhale and exhale for 2 and 1. Now you set your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back and plant your hands firmly. Good. Inhale, sweep the right leg to the sky. Exhale, come forward, knee to nose, step between your hands. Lower that left knee to the ground as you release your toes. First, we'll take our hands up to our hips. To square off the hips, lengthen your tailbone. Shift your hip bones down and forward towards the yoga mat as if you're magnetizing them towards the floor. Really looking for space there. So if you need more room, really just move that left knee back a little bit, maybe an inch or 2. Navel to spine. Inhale, reach both arms to the sky. And pulsing forward a few times, pulsing in the hips. Always like to find a little bit of a bounce in my stretches. Gives your body a neutral fashion, and it's kind of that wrapping around your muscles has elastic-like properties. So if we bounce into it, we kind of get to use the edge of that and then melt into it. Lift fingertips down as you start to side bend over to the left. So reaching down your left hip bone as you lengthen through the left fingertips towards the opposite side of the room. Good. Inhale, reach both arms back. Lizard Lunge. Take both hands inside the right foot. Heel toe the right foot to the edge of your mat. Good. Reaching the chest forward on the inhale, elongating with that beautiful spine. And exhale, same idea with the hips, thinking of magnetizing them to the floor. Whether that's staying on your hands or if you have more room, you can take it also down to your elbows, but keep pulling that right knee into your chest, not quite letting it open yet. We will get to that point, but right now, just keep hugging in that right knee towards your right shoulder. And let it be a little intense, not painful, but find the edge. Find where you're like, okay, this is a good stretch. This is going to make some changes in my muscle if I hold it for a little bit. So that's what we're looking for, to evolve and to grow into these poses. Good, you can stay on your elbow or come up onto your hand and take your right hand inside that right inner thigh. I'll pivot a little bit so you can see me. And just start to open that thigh to the side. Just prying open that right knee, as long as you're coming onto the outer edge of the right foot as well. So that knee is always directed over the second toe. Good. Then we'll all come back onto our hands. Inhale the right arm to the sky. And exhale, pull that left heel to your butt and grab the outer side of your left foot, starting to pull that foot in towards your glute. Inhale, open up the right shoulder. Exhale, pull the heel into your glute a little bit more. Option to stay here, or if you want more space, once again, come down onto that left forearm. Option to keep the right shoulder open, or you can start to square your hips forward, maybe taking the inside of your foot and drive the hips square to the front. Whatever you feel the best quad stretch in. Good, one more breath. Exhale, release, bring the right hand back down. Activate the back left leg, tuck the toes under, squeeze that kneecap, squeezing the thigh to lift the kneecap. Words are hard. Walk your hands over to the back of your mat as the right toes come to the sky and right kneecap faces the sky. Good, Skandasana to the left. Love this pose, feel like a surfer here. So you can either keep your hands in prayer or find those surfer hands. Really working into those hips. You can see I'm bouncing just a little bit. Take those left fingertips down. Let's find a little length in that right side body. Inhale. Good, and exhale, walk it back to the front of your mat. Find that tall activated lunge. Inhale, lift your chest up. And exhale, step forward, forward fold. Grabbing the back of your legs, melt back in. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, heel toe your feet until you're back in that Malasana. Just like how we started. Maybe you feel a little bit different in your right and your left hip after just working on that side. I definitely do. Shift your toes back in that wide straddle. Inhale, Malasana. Exhale, shift the toes, forward fold. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, this time come back with the right leg. Lower the right knee. Taking your hands to your hips. Square the hips first. I say it every time, but it's so important because it keeps our back safe so we don't compress into the lumbar spine. We keep our sacrum nice and safe to prevent any SI pain. So once again, lengthen your tailbone as you tuck the hip points under. Once this is secure and neutral, then let yourself melt down. Set it up and then let go. It's always mentally doing that checklist, making sure your body is in the position you want it in. Then you can surrender. And over again, your body learns where it's supposed to go. It's called motor control and neuroplasticity. So we want to teach it the right things right off the bat. Good. Inhale, reach those arms up. Feel side bending to the left. Take the left fingertips down and the right arm comes across your body. Finding that side body stretch all the way down the right side into the right hip flexor. You can also use a yoga block or keep your hand on your hip if you don't have one and you need to be a little bit higher. It's totally fine too. Good, inhale, lift back up. Exhale, hands come inside the left foot. Start to melt your hips down. A lizard lunge is just as much about the spine reaching forward as the hips sinking down towards the yoga mat. So really drive those hips down as you lift your heart forward. Finding that depth in your hips and that openness in your heart. Just if you want more, you can go down into your elbows, rocking side to side. Or maybe you feel better just holding still, pulling that left knee into your left shoulder. And we'll take the twist. Left hand inside that left inner thigh, just pushing it open as you come onto the outer blade of that left foot. Little openings, being gentle, but also finding that sweet spot. You know what I mean, that spot, you're getting that juicy stretch. Staying here, come back into the hands. Inhale, lift the arm up, and exhale, grab the back right foot. Starting to find a little bit of pressure, pulling the heel in towards your butt. And then kick into your hand, open the left heart center. Exhale, pull the foot in closer. Staying really open with that shoulder, or if you find this stretch better, squaring off, you can square those shoulders up to the front of your mat. Maybe switching the grip of your foot back to the inside. Slow, deep breaths into this stretch. Good, last inhale. Exhale, cartwheel that left arm back around, turn the right toes out, heel in, and walk it to the back. Last time Skandasana on the right. Sitting your hips back and down, you can take prayer hands or fly those arms open, taking the right fingertips down, left arm to the sky, or squeeze into that left quad. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel back to the front of your mat. Meet yourself in a forward fold. Bend your knees, roll up one vertebrae at a time into standing. Head comes up last. And shake it out. How do you feel after your hip stretch today? Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for letting me guide you, and I can't wait to see you next time. Namaste.